What is up, YouTube? We are here live and in living color. Let's go to Facebook. Oh my God. All right. Going live on the book. 3, 2, 1. What is up, Facebook? We're now live here. Let's see what goes. Oh, Lindsay on a lot of notifications. I guess it was my wife's birthday. All right, so there we are. All right, what is up, guys? My name is Mike Dendarski. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast. This is episode number 73. I just wrote it and I forgot it that fast. I had to look at the title. Episode number 73. Holy shit, I've been doing this for quite some time. Almost a year. I just got my email notification that the web browser re-upped. I've got a weird concoction going on here. I've got coffee, I've got water, and then I've got wine out of the random purple plastic cup. We've packed up most of our cups. We're getting down in the nitty gritty. Closing day is July 12th. We just had the inspector walk through. What was it? Almost 3-4 days ago now. The inspector walked through. The real estate agent had a family issue. They didn't get back to us. So we just found out Sunday that there's 5 or 6 things that the buyer wants done. Nothing major, luckily. So we got to get all that done within the next week and a half so that we can close on the 12th. I don't foresee that being an issue, but they did ask that it was done by a professional. I don't know why. I think I'm a pretty handy guy myself. Just give me a cup of Chardonnay and off I go. I don't know, whatever. They don't trust me. I don't give a shit. You live, you learn. I can't please everyone. But I don't know why I took so long to say this. It should have been the first thing that I said. June 25th, 31 years ago, my lovely wife was brought onto this planet. I wasn't there, obviously. That would have been creepy as shit. But I am glad that she was brought onto the planet healthily and successfully. I understand that there were some concerns with Lindsay because it was Lindsay. Why wouldn't there be? No, she's here 31 years later. Happy birthday to her. She won't listen to this, so I've not told her happy birthday all day on purpose to see if she gets pissed at me. And then I can say, well, I told you happy birthday on the podcast. And then I can make it about me and whine and complain that she doesn't listen to my podcast. And, well, you don't listen to my podcast. If you listened, then you would know that I wished you a happy birthday. And I think that that's the route I should go. Make her birthday about me. Always a winner. No, we went to Crooked Hammock today. Luckily, I have off. I'm off until July. I believe I go back to 5th. I hope I'm getting that right. Nah, and there's no way I'll go back to the 4th. That's a holiday. Goddamn America. Got to blow some shit up. Yeah, definitely the 5th. So I go back to 5th. So right now I have lost all track of days. I actually just shaved this morning, so you'll have to forgive me for the Mr. Clean look I'm giving you guys. I got roasted, though, today. I don't know if you guys can see, if this camera's good enough to see that I look like a goddamn Christmas light right now. You can see a little bit. My forehead looks white, but the top of my head is pretty roasted. I look like the tip of Rudolph's nose right now. We went to Crooked Hammock. Lindsay had been wanting to go for a while. I heard nothing but shit things about it. I heard awful reviews. I heard the ambiance was great. I heard it was nice that the kids could play. But everything I heard about the food was just terrible. And I couldn't have been more wrong. I went in there with very low expectations. Lindsay got a orzo vegetable salad wrap. I got some orzo pasta salad on the side of mine. It was phenomenal. I got a chicken bacon ranch, which, I mean, standard, whatever. My one complaint, though, is that it is expensive as shit. Like, the food's not bad. The food's good, but it's like bar food. It's not what I wouldn't consider fine dining at all by any stretch of imagination. And we spent, for a family of 4, now me and Lindsay each had a beer or two, but we spent, including tip, So again, this isn't awful, but including tip, we spent I think $80. So when you think about spending $80 for lunch, you don't think you're going to get like a chicken bacon ranch sandwich. So I think that's my one complaint with that spot is um, that the food is just basically bar food, and they're charging you $15 a meal. You get a side of fries, you get your dish, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's pretty like good food, but it's just I don't know that it's $80 for lunch good. However, they have a cool little like play area for the kids, and they have the cornhole set up. They have ping pong tables. They have hammocks, which actually more kids. I saw more kids playing on the hammocks than on the swing sets, which was pretty funny. I mean, my kids too. They like thought it was great that they could swing each other and flip each other over on the hammocks. So, if I did a rating scale, I guess what do I have? What I don't have a lot of hairs, so out of my 5 hairs left, I'd give it 2.5 hairs, 2.5 diggle hairs there. Because like I said, the food was good, wasn't bad at all. Yeah, it is. It's toasted. The So 2.5 hairs on this burnt head. And it was good. It was good. It just wasn't $80 good. So that's my one complaint with Crooked Hammock. I went in expecting not to like anything, but it was good. The food was good. The atmosphere was great. The beer was good. Can't complain there. Was just a little bit pricey for a Monday lunch, in my opinion. But who the fuck am I? I'm just some fucking asshole who talks into a microphone and thinks people give a shit about what he says. But yeah, so no, I woke up, it was Monday, and I was a little bit like taken aback by that, because I know a lot of you guys are laughing that work regular jobs and are like, oh, real fucking tough problem to have. But no, it sucks when you don't work every day. You don't realize how much you need work to keep yourself like kind of on schedule and occupied. Like I hardly realized today was Monday. I knew it was Lindsay's birthday. That was about the only thing that kept me straight. But from now until July 5th, I'll basically be, is today Tuesday? Is it Thursday? Could it be Friday? Could it be Sunday? I have no fucking clue. I've not been watching enough of the World Cup because we're selling the house. I know that Argentina's in big trouble. Let me look that up real quick. When does Argentina play Nigeria? I hope that wasn't today. If it was, I missed it. I don't think it was. Let's see. Why do you suck so bad? Why do you suck so bad? All right, FIFA World Cup. No, today was, wow, Saudi Arabia beat Egypt. That's surprising. Uruguay beat Russia. Not surprising. Iran tied Portugal and Spain tied Morocco. That's something was up there. No, so it looks like tomorrow is Nigeria, Argentina, Iceland, Croatia at 2:00. So if you don't watch much soccer, I would watch that game at 2:00. Argentina and Nigeria. Argentina basically needs to win, so they're going to be going balls to the wall to try to get that victory. It will not be a quote unquote boring game where Argentina just sits back and tries to get a point. They're going to be going for 3 points, which if you win, you get 3 points. If you tie, you get 1 point. Argentina needs all 3 points here to go on to the next round. So Argentina will be going balls to the wall. Big recommendation there. That's tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, not a whole lot. I mean, Serbia, Brazil will be a good game. Switzerland, Costa Rica will be a good game, but that's all kind of pretty much decided, a lot of that. I would say the marquee matchup for the next couple of days is definitely Nigeria, Argentina. If Nigeria can slay the dragon, so to speak, and get into the second round, that would be one of the bigger upsets that has been, I mean, probably since the U.S. beat Portugal in like 2004, which was moons and moons and moons ago. I forget how old I am until I start talking about the World Cup, and the fucking U.S. isn't even in it this year. They slobbered all over it's the sweat off the cup. I thought I like slobbered all over my microphone. I mean, I text sometimes like I had a stroke, but I didn't think I had like Bell's palsy or had a stroke mid sentence there and just started drooling on my microphone. How awful would that be to have a stroke mid sentence? You're just talking like, and people are like, what the fuck did that guy like? Do we need to hit reset with that guy? Like what happened there? Because I don't know if someone had a stroke in front of me, I don't know what, I don't even know what I would, like, I don't know what I would look for. Like a heart attack, you see a guy grab his chest or his arm and you're like, oh, he's having a heart attack. But what does a stroke look like? I wonder, like, does a guy, his face start drooping, or like, because I know that literally with a stroke, like milliseconds matter. Like if you can get a guy CPR, get him oxygen from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, his outcomes are much better than if it's a minute or so. So like seconds matter when it comes to a stroke. And I legitimately would have no clue what to do if I saw somebody stroking out in front of me. I'd probably just put a napkin up to their chin. I don't know. I genuinely am very worried about what I would do if someone was stroking out. Speaking of people having health issues, RIP to Big Van Vader. I don't know if any of you guys are WWF or WWE fans out there, but Big Van Vader was one of the I would say one of the high profile WCW guys. So this is going back. Like, I know, let's see, when did WCW get popular? Probably with the NWO when Hulk went over there and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, Razor Ramon and Diesel, as some of you WWF fans may know them. But before they got there, Van Vader was one of the better WCW wrestlers. He had a big feud with Sting when Sting had the Ultimate Warrior kind of look is what I would call it. It was just he was never like the greatest wrestler ever, but he was one of the first like huge guys that could do backflips off the top rope. Like he was probably 6'3", almost 300 pounds, and he was doing backflips off the top rope. It was just, he was a phenomenal athlete. I think he actually played college football, got drafted in the NFL, tore up his knee. And back in those days, when you tore up your knee, that was the fucking end of it, which is, it's crazy to me that it's just like 30 years later, what a difference science has made. Like now guys tear up their knees and their back within 9 to 12 months. Like Carson Wentz is going to come back from his torn ACL. And granted, he's playing quarterback. So it's yeah, he was the man in WCW. He 100% was. He definitely, I think he had the belt or the strap, however you want to refer to it, for a while. I think I just broke my table here. I don't know what that loud snap was. I hope it wasn't my back. But yeah, he was definitely the man in WCW. Bash at the Beach, Nitro, all those little stupid little things they would always do. Halloween Havoc. He headlined a bunch of them. He was great. But no, what the hell? Yeah, so he would do that, and then he tore up his knee, so he couldn't play in the NFL. But nowadays, guys, every single person that has logged on has commented about my head so far. So yes, I guess my camera is picking it up. I asked earlier in the episode if people could see how burnt my head was. It is roasted. I'm glad that everybody can see that. It doesn't look as bad on my on my end, but it must be bright red coming through real shiny on people's Facebook feeds. I'm telling you, I look like a fucking little hemorrhoid popping out of your ass. Like here I come. There's just little hemorrhoid just coming out. Oh man. But what I was getting at was that surgery now is not a death sentence, and it's really, really good that athletes, we don't lose like Robert Griffin III. Like he's one of the few that you see that like had a terrible ACL injury and then never recovered from it. Most guys, Tom Brady came back from his, Carson Palmer came back from his. A lot of guys are able to come back. Hines Ward, I don't even think had fucking ACLs. They're able to come back and contribute, and you don't lose that kind of that quote unquote athlete. Like Randy Moss, if he were to ever tear his ACL, he would have been able to come back and play again. So it's good to see these guys that are able to come back and play again. I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. Got all kinds of weird shit going on. I'm chasing wine with coffee. I usually like to have an after dinner coffee, but I had a glass of wine. I don't want it to go to waste. So now I'm literally chasing wine with coffee. And I'm pretty sure that my head's going to be fucking wrecked tomorrow morning. It's not going to know what to do. That's my one big complaint about wine is the headaches. I love the feeling like, I don't know, when you drink liquor, it's like this hyper or angry. Like those are my two liquor go-tos, like hyper as shit or angry as shit. There's no real in between. Then with wine, I get like this warm, happy feeling. White wine, I tend to get like happier, like, yeah, I'm like happy, giggly, whatever. Red wine, for some reason, makes me like I'll want to hug you and kiss you. It's very, very strange, very bizarre what red wine does to me. It turns me into a woman. If I ever go transgender, I'll definitely be drinking red wine because I think that will help my transition process very much so. Try to steer clear of the red wine at all costs. I don't like drinking warm stuff, number one, and it's better warm. And I don't like feeling like I want to cry every time I see a little kid walk by. the television. Like, I'm like, oh, it's a Charmin commercial. It's so sad. The mama bear was wiping his butt. That's kind of how I get with red wine. But with liquor, it's really hyper or really angry. White wine is like giggly, and then beer is just, I don't know. It could literally go any direction. That first sip, I never know where it's going to end up. I just know that most times I am not quite as much of a degenerate as I am as I used to be. Alex Smith should, yeah, I mean, what am I going to do here? HTTR, yeah. Alex Smith, he is what he is at this point in his career. He's a damn good quarterback. He's not probably going to win you many games, but he's not going to lose you any games either, if that makes sense. He's the kind of guy, he's going to take what the defense gives him, and if it's in front of him, he's going to make the play. If it's not there, he might tuck it and run. He might make a few plays on his own, but he's rarely going to beat you with his arm if you don't present him the option to. If the defense doesn't give it to him, he's not going to take it. He's not going to try to make a play. Like if it's cover 3, he's not going to try to throw into coverage or break something up. But yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be fine for the Redskins. I think that division is obviously right now Philly's division to lose. The Giants look like they've improved. They can't have gotten much worse from last year. The Cowboys look like they've gotten much worse. I think the Cowboys look like they've gotten much worse. Then you got the Eagles, who seem to have stayed pretty. They stayed pat, which when you win the Super Bowl, that's all you can hope to do. I know they brought in Michael Bennett, but he's getting old. They lost Torrey Smith, I think, replaced him with Mike Wallace again, another old fast guy. But the NFC East is always a surprise. It's always a competition. I think that the Eagles are probably the favorites, but I am curious to see what Alex Smith can do in Washington there. I'm also, speaking of football, if you know me, one of my favorite football movies of all time is Varsity Blues. So I don't watch much weekend primetime TV. I don't know why. I agree. I think the Redskins probably should have just paid Cousins. Sorry. So if you're listening to the podcast, I do this on Facebook as well. So sometimes messages come in, and I don't have Tourette's. I don't randomly so if someone sends a message, I then see it and I respond to it. So I apologize if you're listening on the podcast and you're like, what the hell is he just jumping from topic to topic? But no, I agree. They should have kept Cousins. They should have paid that man his money. I don't think there's any questioning that. He earned whatever he got from Minnesota. I think I would have liked the Jets to pay him, but I'm very happy that the Jets got Darnold. So we shall see what happens in the NFC East. But my favorite football movie was Varsity Blues growing up, and the James Caan's son was in it. He was Charlie Tweeter. He was the wide receiver. He was hilarious. He was like the degenerate. He was the drinker. He was the crazy guy, whatever. So I kind of related to that. He had a lot better hair than I had, but I related to that aspect of him being the crazy degenerate drinker. As I take a sip, that one was my water. Now we'll go to the wine. As I narrate what's going in my mouth. So he was definitely the crazy degenerate drinker, and he had like a cadence to his speaking, I guess you could say. So he had a definite cadence, and it fit the character. So I don't watch much primetime TV on the weekends. On the weekends, I'm out with the kids, I'm out with the wife. We're doing whatever we can do on the weekends because we don't get a ton of time. Like during the week, we watch a lot of primetime television, whether it's The Bachelorette, which is on tonight. Hey, go Becca, do the damn thing. I'm pretty bored with this season, not going to lie. There's one guy called Jordan, who's like a model. He's fucking hilarious. I think it's all an act, but it's still fucking hilarious. The shit he says, the shit that comes out of his mouth is hilarious. So I'm only watching The Bachelorette for him right now. Then on Tuesdays, like the summertime is kind of shit. There's a lot of like game shows and stuff like that on, but Better Call Saul's getting ready to come back on. So I do watch a lot of TV on the weekdays. However, weekends, I don't watch much TV. I'm doing, we're doing shit with the kids. We're going out. I'm too busy trying to rub on my wife, do whatever I got to do, try to slide up in there, try to get a little frisky. So I'm not watching too much TV. Anyway, Miami Vice was on. So, and I guess the guy who played Tweeter plays Dano on Hawaii Five-0, and he didn't fucking change his mannerisms or anything. So basically, Dano, or I don't even know if he's Dano. Is that Miami Vice? Bookham Dano? I don't know. Whatever character he is on Miami Vice is basically Charlie Tweeter grew up, moved to Miami, and became a fucking cop because his cadence is the exact same. His mannerisms are the exact same. The way he talks to people is the exact same. And he's got like this whole degenerate kind of bad boy vibe to him. He was perfect for this role, but at the same time, it was fucking concerning. Like, you're an actor, you should be able to play two different roles a little fucking differently. It's the same exact. It's Charlie. I thought he was going to say, I was going to start talking about Bangville. I thought he was going to, like, do his little end zone dance for Bangville, or she broke my heart, so I broke her jaw. If you've seen Varsity Blues, Tweeter had some of the best one-liners, and I was waiting for him to pull them out because it's the exact same fucking guy from Varsity Blues. I don't know why he didn't change at all. He just is. It's uncanny. It's scary how terrible of an actor he is, and he's making a living. He's making such a better living than probably me. I mean, I don't know. He's got to probably deal with people talking shit on him for fucking being the same exact character 20 years later. But he's making a living. Who am I to judge? It just goes to show you how goddamn stupid these Hollywood elites are. They think they're special and they can't even act two different goddamn roles. They're the same motherfucking person in every movie. And I'm supposed to think they're special? Fucking crazy. No, that was my, I have to throw one redneck rant in there, an episode, and that was it. But I guess that can lead me right into the Sarah Huckabee Sanders one. So Republicans got their chance to be hypocritical. Usually it's the Democrats that are like, they cry about something, and then when it happens, they're like all happy it happened. But this time it was the Republicans that got a chance to be hypocritical. So if you haven't been paying attention, basically the Supreme Court ruled that, they didn't rule anything. They kind of just kicked it down to other courts, and they said, this isn't a decision for us to make. They ruled in that whole Gay Baker, the gay wedding cake case, that for now, essentially, it's okay to refuse services based on biblical, personal, religious convictions. So were someone to come into my shop, I could say, I don't feel comfortable because of my religion or because of my personal convictions making this, I don't know, fucking dildo for you because I know you're going to use it on your husband. And I would prefer that you used it on your wife. So if I'm in a sex shop, I can sell toys specifically to straight couples. If you are gay, maybe you can't come in and you can't get the rainbow dildo. You have to go to another store. Only straight people can get the rainbow dildo here. But so, and everyone was, all up in arms. If you didn't see, Sarah Sanders basically got kicked out of this restaurant. And do I think it's bullshit that the restaurant kicked her out? Yes, I think it's completely stupid. If she was causing a scene, or if she went in there and demanded some shit, I get it. Kick her out. But basically, the restaurant owner said, I kicked her out because I don't agree with what she's doing. And I think that that's kind of fucking dangerous, honestly, if we're going to go down that route. But it was funny to see how hypocritical the Republicans got, because they were like, I can't believe, not all of them talk like rednecks, so I'm not going to do it, but I can't believe that they kicked her out. How can they, kick her out? This is like fucking communism. This is socialism. This is fascism. She's just doing her job, and they're kicking her out because of it. And it's like, oh, so it's okay when someone denies somebody services that you don't like their lifestyle, but when it happens to you, now you're fucking up in arms about it. It's very, very hypocritical. And then the Democrats cheering this restaurant for kicking her out, I think, are a little hypocritical too, because she didn't do anything. She went in there to eat dinner. If she went in there like naked, or she was causing a scene, or she was flipping shit over, or flipping out because her meal wasn't cooked properly, yeah, kick her the hell out. I get it. But just because she works for a president that you don't like, I mean, come on. Grow some fucking balls and spit in her steak or something. I don't know. Do something. Just don't kick her out. Like, put your nuts in her mashed potatoes. I don't know what the answer is, but the answer is definitely not kicking her out. That much is for sure. It just fuels the fire, and it gives every single person a reason to say, see, look, us white Christians, conservatives are persecuted against. It's so hard to be a white Christian in America right now. And it's such bullshit, but it lends some credence to that shit when they say that, when this kind of stuff is happening. And then you have like senators and Congress people saying, yeah, that's right. If you don't agree with people, kick them out. It's like you just were on television talking about how shitty it is that someone can't get a wedding cake because of their personal beliefs and because of their sexual orientation. And then the next week you're applauding that someone got fucking kicked out of a restaurant because of their personal beliefs, not so much her sexual orientation, but because she's a little more conservative than you, or because she leans to the right. She doesn't lean to the right. She's fucking laying down to the right. Let's be honest. She lies for a living. She's a piece of shit. But that doesn't mean she shouldn't be able to go get dinner in Washington, D.C. That's a whole different story. Like, even if you want to make up a decent excuse, like, oh, we didn't have the security there, it was a safety concern, we were worried about her safety, worried about our staff safety, fine, then I can't even argue with you. But at least be smart enough to lie good, or lie well. I guess better lie good there, buddy. You need to learn how to lie well. No, at least make up a decent lie. Like, if you're gonna fucking kick her out, say, oh, there were security issues, we couldn't keep her safe. Boom, end of story. Then no one can really argue with you, even though you're still kind of a piece of shit for not letting her eat in your restaurant. I think that's. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I rarely am I like at a loss for words, but I have been lately with the hypocrisy on both sides of the aisle. Both sides are hypocritical as shit, and I'm really anxious to see in November which hypocrites win, because right now we've got some scary shit going down in the White House. It's literally, for someone who cares about the planet and cares about my kids and cares about the future of this country, it's scary for me, the direction we're going. We're isolating ourselves. And then there's others who I know and I'm kind of friends with who think that we're going in the right direction. Now, is that insane? Yes, it's very insane to me that they could think that. Like, I get why people voted for Trump. He was different. He was an outsider. He was going to change things. Blah, 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 fucking blah. I don't get how they're still sticking up for him. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. It's weird. I don't get how people are still sticking up for him. Like, I get wanting to be more conservative, and I get all of those things, but the way he's just shunning like the press and democracy, in the way he's like with open arms, like embracing like Kim Jong-un and Erdogan in Turkey and basically Assad in Syria too. Like, he just loves these fucking dictators and these strong men, and it's scary. Let's just put it that way, that we could be on the first steps to going towards that. Do I ever think America will ever fall into some sort of dictatorship? No, not saying that at all. I do not believe that. I don't think that, not even a little bit, not even at all. But I think we're closer than we've ever been in my lifetime to going towards that style of, like, there are people that I know that have brains that actually believe that there's some agenda by CNN or by senators or by whoever to like plant these little seeds so that there's completely, like, they'll take all your guns away and then they're going to open the borders and basically the immigrants are going to steal all your jobs. Like, there are people that genuinely believe that shit's going to happen. These senators can't even fucking put together a tax bill, but you're telling me they have the fucking foresight and the vision to plan a full-on fucking coup of America? Are you fucking kidding me? Get real. These people can't even put through legislation on a goddamn budget for our country, and you expect me to believe that they are going to somehow mind fuck the entire country into believing that we should just, turn in the guns and the frogs are gay and everything else Alex Jones says comes true. No, it's not gonna fucking happen. These people aren't even smart enough to pass regular laws, let alone turn us into a fucking socialist communist country. It's not gonna happen, Republicans. And we're not gonna turn into a dictatorship either. But we're as close as we've ever been, where people don't even trust common facts. Like, a real, genuine fact will be said. Trump will say, no, that's not true. And people will believe Trump because he's Trump. Because why would he lie? He's only lied his whole entire fucking life. Why would he lie? It's only been his whole entire life that he's conned people, swindled people, and lied his way to the fucking highest office in the land. But why would this guy tell a lie? So I get why people voted for Trump, 100%. I just don't get why they're still supporting him. It's scary to me. It's very disconcerting to me. Like, if Hillary were president, we'd probably would have had 57 fucking thousand hearings and impeachments and all kinds of bullshit. Who knows what we would have had? And you wouldn't have heard one word about a deep state or some fucking crazy bullshit that people are making up to try to erode the trust in the government and erode the trust in the press and erode the trust in society. That's all that's happening right now. So if and when Trump is voted out of office, could happen in 3.5 years, 2.5 years, could happen never. He could go for 8 years. Who knows? But if and when he's voted out, trust and believe there will be little militiamen in Ohio and in Texas and in Maine and in all these little pockets where they think that his word is the truth and the actual truth is fucking made up or fake news. Those fuckers are going to be ready to go to war. And we're going to have some fucking weird days. I don't know if it's going to be a blue wave. I don't know if there's going to be a red wave, but I know November is going to be super fucking interesting. I try my best to stay off of politics because I know I annoy a lot of you guys with that shit, because we all know where I stand. We all know where I lean. I lean very left. I try my best to stay away from that shit. So let's end it on Cardi B, my girl. I say that facetiously because I can't fucking understand a word she says 95% of the time, but I have to give her some props. It's one, she did a song with Maroon 5 that I actually like, which is fucking tough to do. For me to like a Maroon 5 song is rare. I'm not a big Adam Levine guy. I don't know why. Maybe I'm jealous of his hair. Maybe I'm jealous of his success. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of his. Let's just put it that way. I went to a concert of his at Elon. Down in North Carolina. And it was when they were first starting out. He was just such a douche, like telling people to throw their panties on stage. And a couple of girls did. And then he had the nerve to talk shit on them. Like, I said, throw panties on stage, not your grandma's underwear. Like, fuck out of here. Like, fuck you, buddy. So I've not liked him a ton since that concert. I didn't think they were great. But this song is pretty good. Cardi B's in it. And the reason I bring it up is because it's a pretty popular song, and in the song, she's putting power to the pussy. She's talking about female masturbation, which I know is a very taboo subject. We can't talk about that out loud, but I think she says something like, "Every time you call, I play with this kitty like you play with your guitar." So to break that down for you folks that may be a little not in the know, the kitty is her vagina, and then when you play a guitar, you use your fingers to kind of diddle it. So when she plays with that kitty, her vagina, like he plays with the guitar, she's playing with herself. And I just thought that was pretty refreshing to hear in a mainstream song, to make that whole, I guess you could say, area less taboo. Even for guys, it's a taboo thing. Like, most guys do it. Most guys masturbate. Most guys, it happens, but it's not like a shunned thing, or it's not like a negative thing. But for girls to talk about it, like in public, I mean, I'm sure they talk about it in private amongst themselves. But for them to talk about it in public, it just doesn't happen. And I think that it's, for some people, it's scary, and it's a sign of the times where we don't love God anymore, and we're lawless, even though fucking violent crimes at like an all-time low. I grew up, I was like 10 in the early 90s when fucking, you want to talk about murder rates, they were off the charts. And now it's pretty safe. I mean, unfortunately, you hear about it on the news every night, so you think it's awful. But by comparison, there's no more safe time to live than right now. So you can take all this whole, we're living in a godless world, and that's fine. That could be true. We could be becoming more secular. I think all studies show we are becoming more secular, and maybe that's what's wrong with the world. But I'll tell you what's right with the world. Cardi B talking about female masturbation, because let's be honest. Girls need love too. And I just thought it was great. And I was just happy that I could actually understand a word that she was saying, because usually it sounds like she's got fucking marbles in her mouth to me. I don't know if it's the Brooklyn thing. I don't know if it's because she's like half mumble rapper. I don't know if it's because I'm old, but very rarely can I understand a lot that comes out of her mouth. But when she said, I play with my kitty like you play with your guitar, got a solid chuckle out of that one. And I guess that's where I'll leave you guys. It's time for me to go down, lay it down with the kids. Sorry this was so late, but I've lost track of time. And see you next Monday. Go titty fuck yourselves. Bye. Hey, bud. What's up?